My name is Christopher Kostow. I'm the chef of the restaurant at Meadowood, the chef and owner of the Charter Oak. We are right now in St. Helena at the Montessori school here, which is the site of our farm, as well as the school that my kids go to. I was approached by the school about maybe 8 years ago as they were building this. There was really nothing on this property at the time. They asked me if we wanted to put in a farm. The goal being to have a professional representation, an agricultural entity, which dovetailed with the curriculum that the kids were going to be learning. We obviously jumped at the chance, and we planted that first garden about 7.5 years ago. I get to do lunches every quarter with some of the students, so that's a real joy for myself and for the kitchen team.
My name is Ellie. I'm 13 and I'm going into the 8th grade.
My name is Ava. I'm 13 and I'm going into the 8th grade as well.
We go to the St. Helena Montessori School. The garden project we call it Farmers Market and Botany.
You have to pick things for the farmers market and you have to wash them, prepare them. Then on Friday you go out and sell them.
I like to harvest things in the garden.
I prefer preparing them in the kitchen. There's the Meadowood lunch. It happens every 5 weeks, and Christopher Kostow comes over and he teaches you how to do things, and you prepare a meal for the people at Meadowood. I think my favorite thing I've made with him, we made crepes at the Meadowood lunch one time, and we used a bunch of the stuff from the garden, the lavender and the honey, and he definitely made me work harder.
I appreciate the garden because it makes me appreciate food more, because I feel like I've earned what I eat on my plate because I had been harvesting it, preparing it, and working towards making it a meal.
I think eating locally, which is, obviously become a bit of a, I would say cliche, but there's positive environmental repercussions of eating locally in terms of, fossil fuels used to carry things to and fro. You're helping to support local businesses, local economies. And there's, I think, an educational component and certainly a tether between what we do and what's happening immediately around us, which is really the biggest value of this farm is, it's sort of an open door to the community, which is not something that's very easily achieved in a restaurant like the restaurant Meadowood, for example, where it's $450 a person. This is not the most accessible restaurant. So by having the farm and the engagement with the school and all of that, it enables us to really have a little more contact with the people around us, which is very important to us. I think I've learned the same thing that I've learned throughout this career, which is no one is automatically deserved of respect or reverence, meaning it's a very humbling experience. I mean, I have my own children, trust me, this point is reinforced daily, that just because you think you should be listened to doesn't mean someone's automatically going to listen to you. And just because you think something has value doesn't mean someone else is going to think it has value. You have to be able to communicate and share and explain what it is you're doing, and the kids force you to do that. They don't care how many Michelin stars I have. That makes a difference to them, and nor should it. And I think that again, it's humbling, and it also forces you to really think about what you're doing, and in some ways you have to justify it to yourself why you're doing it. And nothing has self-evident value. I think if all schools got to have some sense of this, some ability to grow some vegetables and have some understanding that, I think the way Americans eat would change within a generation. I just think so much of this country has no sense whatsoever of what whole foods are and where they come from. And a lot of that is socioeconomic conditions. So, I mean, that's the bridge, the thing that has to be bridged is how can you achieve that. But I really think that teaching young people how to grow a carrot makes them understand that carrot, and I think that sort of carries on.